Hey everybody, you're not seeing double. These are actually not the same instrument. They look very similar, and that is because they are actually manufactured by the same company. I'm not sure if it's Kmise or Kmise, so it's Kmise. And they were really lovely because they saw some of the videos that I did with the other Kmise, this one, and an okume ukulele, and a banjolele that I bought from them several months ago, even in fact over a year ago probably. And so they sent me one of these instruments. Can you guess which one? I guess because I went like this, you probably can. The one in my left hand is a baritone ukulele. Anyway, this one has the standard low D string, and then it's D, G, B, E, and the other strings are nylon, and this one is a wound nylon, so it's a wound string, like you would get on a guitar. The body shape is the same on both, and also the shape of the headstock and the geared tuners are the same, and the straps are the same. But there's a vast difference when you look at the neck of both of these instruments. So on my left is the baritone ukulele, and on my right is the tenor guitar. And the tenor guitar neck is longer. And also, they're all steel strings, just like a regular guitar. They give you various tunings that you could use, but I wanted to tune it exactly like the baritone ukulele, and so I tuned it D, G, B, E straight off the bat. And it seemed to fall into nice tuning. It fell into place that way. It just seemed right. They give you a few others you could try. You might need to change the strings to get various tunings, like the standard tenor guitar, which I think is CGDA, or a mandoline tuning, which I think is GDAE. There are so many different tunings you could try, but you have to research that to find the proper string gauge, because if you use the same strings, you are bound to pop one or two of them. Okay, and it could also damage the instrument because it has to have the right tension, but that is something you can research. I'm here to just talk about Kmise, baritone, and the tenor guitar. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate a little each for the sound so you can tell me if you hear the difference. When you look at the neck, as I spoke about it being longer, it's the same amount of frets. They consider both of these 30 inches because this neck is definitely longer. They both meet at the body at the 14th fret, and the difference that I can see is that the frets are wider on this guitar. So you have a little more space when you're fretting. That's what I've noticed. I've also noticed that the dots that show you where you are on the fretboard are a little different. This one has the dots just like a guitar would, which is at the 5th, the 7th, the 9th, and the double dots at the 12th. But this one has the dots just like a ukulele, which is the 3, the 5, the 10, the 7, and the 10, and then not double on the, I just got bit, on the 12th fret. It's just a single dot. I guess every manufacturer does it differently, but I know from experience that the ukuleles have the dot, generally speaking, at the 10th fret, which I always found odd being a guitar player. And in the guitar world, the fret marker is on the 9th fret. So let's see what else. The sound. This has a walnut fingerboard. I think this might be the same. I haven't looked at these specs in a while because I purchased this a while ago. As I said, their closed gear tuners are actually very nice. They're very smooth. And the body is triple grade mahogany laminate because it's really inexpensive, so you couldn't get a solid instrument at this price point. Oh, the bridges look a little different too, because this is the standard nylon string guitar, if you will, or ukulele bridge. Okay, it's this way. It's tied ends. The knots are tied at the end. And this tenor guitar has the strings where you have a little button, and then you have a like something to hold it down, a pin lock. Okay, not really a lock, but it does lock it into place. A bridge pin. Couldn't think of the word. You have a bridge pin here to lock the strings into place so you wouldn't tie the ends. You couldn't really tie it, you cut yourself on the metal. So that's why they do that. All right, so enough talking. Let me just play a little first of the nylon string baritone, and then I will play a little of the tenor guitar. I'll strum it so you can hear the sound of it, and I'll strum both of them exactly the same, hopefully, so you can compare. That's the strumming on the nylon string baritone ukulele by Kmise, or Kmise. You say potato, I say potato. I'm not going to use a pick. I generally would use a pick on steel strings. It's a little easier on the fingers, and it gives you a different sound. But for the sake of the video, I'll just play exactly how I played on the baritone ukulele. So. Now, I don't know if you could hear that there's a lot of resonance with the steel strings. Like, it really seemed to go on the sound. It's a loud guitar, and that's unamplified. So now let me play a little more on this with a pick so you can hear how it could sound a little different. I'll play the same thing, same kind of chord progression with a pick. And I'll use a pick on the other one so you can hear it. By the way, my dog is 18, almost and a half. She's pretty old, but she was so cold inside because I don't have the heat on yet. So I took her out here, but she's getting old. So here we go. As long as she's by my side, I think she's okay. Definitely a different animal. I would use this, I love to finger pick, and I love to do like finger style. It's easier on the fingers. I think it sounds really sweet, almost like a classical guitar. And you could play a lot of songs that, you know, public domain you can find, or you can buy books that show you how to play some of these really classics. And you can use this to learn on. And it's a lot easier to play than a 6-string classical guitar. The neck for one is not as wide. So if you ever had an interest in that, you could start with the baritone ukulele. So that's one reason to get something like this. And I do love it, and I have other videos where I played several classical pieces, so if you want to check it out. I know I did the Wild Horseman, and then I also did some pieces where I sang like Autumn Leaves, Paper Moon, using this baritone ukulele. And I can show you my bite. I got bit. The mosquitoes love me this year. I don't love them. So so now I'll just I guess I'm gonna play a song for you with this one. I'll try a little of the song that I played on the last video demonstrating a 12-string guitar, so you can hear, you can actually play guitar songs using a little bit of modifications with the tenor guitar. if you tune it D-G-B-E, because it's the last 4 strings of a guitar, which is E-A, D-G-B-E. So that's what you have here. So. Everything is right now, just the way it is. And I'm feeling like it can't get better than this. Then you walk into the room, and I feel like I will cry. Tears of joy just running down my eyes. You're the best thing in my life. You're the dreams I hold inside. You're the best thing in my life. I want you to know. Now I have to really work out some of those chords because my finger wanted to do the regular G, and it's not. It's over here. But you get the idea, and the idea of the sound. So thanks so much for watching. I really like it. And by the way, there's one thing that I should have told you right off the bat. It's really smooth. I mean, these frets are dressed really well. And the action is low and nothing is buzzing. But should you have any problems, there is a truss rod there, and they give you the Allen wrench. They give you 5 picks, and Allen wrench, they give you the strap, and oh, let me not forget the case, which is a much better upgrade from the other cases. It's 12 millimeter thick, I guess, nylon material. Okay, it's got a little padding, and it's got the shoulder strap, which I really like. The one on the other, which I know now they're making them better, so this was an okay case, but it's much thinner, as you could see. Okay, so it might be like maybe 5 or 6 millimeters. It's definitely, and it's only had the, well, it did have a shoulder strap, but I guess it broke off. But, so yes, the case is a big improvement. So yeah, I like both. They're 2 different kinds of animals for 2 different kinds of reasons, with a very similar tuning, if you want it to be. And so you can kind of go back and forth between playing finger picking with a nylon string, or some of the tunes that you could do that you want to strum and maybe get into guitar, into the guitar world. So thank you, Kmise. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to enjoy making videos with this as well. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.